Merry Meet and welcome to our stream, everybody. This is Ariel Gatoga and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. This is a general reading for all signs, and it's for today, the 16th of November, 2023. Moderating on YouTube is the lovely Diane, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Thank you so much, Diane. Thank you so much, Dre. And thank you to everybody for joining us today. I am reading with this beautiful deck called the Ophidia Rose Tarot. It's one of the botanical decks. They don't have any place to buy this that I can get a commission, so I just give you the link right to their website because it's such a nice deck. Let's purify with this Vervain by L'Occitane. 3 sprays in this big room is more than sufficient. And I also have put a link to this, along with that other link I mentioned, right in the video description of this video on my YouTube channel. This is a general reading for all signs, which means it does go out to a lot of people. So if for some reason it doesn't seem to apply to you, don't force it. Maybe just disregard it, because it's probably not meant for you. In that case, check out the zodiacal readings for your own sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. And you can find the most recent restreams of all of those readings right on the website, ariels-corner.com, Ariel's Corner with a hyphen.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link in the main menu to find them. Oh, let's see. We have a shop at Ariel's Corner. Oh, yeah, if you're watching on YouTube and you don't want to watch me shuffle, you can just use the timestamps in the video description to fast forward to the reading. I know sometimes people get annoyed at the shuffling, but you know, you got to shuffle if you want an accurate reading, but you don't have to watch the shuffling if you're on a restream. Just use the timestamps. We do have a shop, arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com. Lots of gorgeous tarot decks and other items are listed there. Those are all affiliate links, which means that we make a small commission off of each and every sale. If you're watching us on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you follow us on Twitch. You can watch on Twitch without ads when you subscribe to us. I don't read with card reversals, so you will see me flipping cards right side up. Nothing to worry about, it's just how I like to read cards, and it works beautifully for me. Just may not be the way everybody else does it. All right, let's get this reading going here. So I'm going to just take a nice clean cut of this deck. We'll see what's in the cards for everybody today. Starting out with the 5 of Cups, followed by the 6 of Coins, and then we have the 10 of Wands. Well, I like the 6 of Coins here because it is demonstrating that many of you are looking outside of the status quo of your own mind to find answers, especially if you're going through some kind of financial fears or health scares, things like that, looking to that higher power. Now, the 6s in my particular worldview represent 6 on the tree of life, which is ruled by the sun, and the mystical energy that emanates from that sphere is called the solar light. Now, the solar light is a power that is capable of doing for us what we cannot do for ourselves, and also reorganizing our lives so that they start to conform to the divine design. And when that happens, things seem to take a turn for the better. But when you're working with the solar light, it's really about relinquishing your own ego. It's about relinquishing your own ideas of what you should do. And for some of you, for some of us in this world, because of our emotional state right now, it's a good idea to do that. Because if you start to try to fix things based on your kind of negative emotions, a lot of times what you do is you put out more from that point of view that creates more of the same and more of the same and more of the same. Whereas if you call on that power that's outside of that thought system, it can restore you. It can lift you out of that. It's saying that part of the reason why many of you are feeling these emotional taxations is because you are overdoing things. You're overburdened. There's too much on your shoulders. And it's really hard for you to find relief from that all by yourself. And it's saying it's okay to call out beyond your own abilities, beyond your own personal perceived strengths and weaknesses, and call out to that higher power. Now, for this specific solar light experience, especially to help you, to help you with real concrete things, you may want to work with that solar light exercise. And you can, if you've never done it before, you can test it out for yourself. I have 2 different solar light meditations, and you can try it. It doesn't take long. It takes just a couple minutes. It's really, you can do it in less than 5 minutes. And if you notice that you at least start to feel better when you do that, do it again. Do it a little bit frequently, maybe several times a day. Run that energy and see if you don't notice things just starting to turn around for you. We got another 5. We got the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. So yeah, no wonder things are feeling bad. You've got a lot of internal conflict that you're dealing with. And so when you're dealing with conflict and you try to fix things from the point of view of the conflict, it's hard not to have more conflict because we conjure that which we are experiencing. And to just assume that you have the superhuman strength to be able to just let go of all that conflict immediately so that you can change your mind and turn things around all by yourself is putting a lot of burden on yourself. You don't need to do that. You can just call on that higher power. For us, we're talking about it as the solar light, but if something else works better for you, that's fine. To do for you the things that you can't do for yourself, and knowing that you can't do it right now is so powerful. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you or that you're defeated or something like that. It just means, I just don't have it in me right now. I need help. That's a very, very strong, high place to be when you know that. Okay, so this Knight of Coins and then followed by this Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is coming up because of that overburden. And it's fertile ground for the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is something that's dormant in us all the time. We always have the potential to be real bitchy. It's just, it's just part of the personality. And so when she comes up, we have to just remind ourselves that she's not interested in helping. She's not interested in helping anything or anyone. Her whole program, the way that this, just consider her not as an entity, but as a computer program. Her whole computer program is to sow conflict, is to nurture conflict, is to nurture problems. And she does it subtly. She does it in sly, cunning ways. And usually the best way to bust her is by listening to your speech, especially the things that you say kind of under your breath, maybe to yourself. Notice, what is your basic attitude? Are you being mean to yourself? Are you being mean to other people in your mind? It's not a sin. It's not that you're bad. It's just that it's just an indicator that she is, that program is kind of in charge, and she's churning out problem after problem for you. She's weaving this whole web of what we called a minute ago burden. But this web of discord, this web of conflict, these burdens for you. And she's not the one that has to shoulder those burdens. You are. She's not the one that has the consequences from those burdens. You are. So when you notice her, really name her. Just say, up, Queen of Swords. The consciousness of itself is the water on the Wicked Witch of the West. Just the awareness is the consciousness that frees you from that. And instead come back to that solar light, which is where you're receiving all this help, all this assistance. Knights are always helpers. And the Knight of Wands is a helper that comes through in a very creative, very unusual sort of way sometimes, a very creative way, very fast, quick help, very swift assistance, sometimes in the form of people, sometimes in the form of inspirations, desires, sometimes just things turn around and fix themselves when you get this kind of help. And this help is directly a manifestation of that solar light, of that higher power. So these conflicts that you've been sort of burdened with and thinking, I've got to figure this out. The idea that you've got to figure it out is what's trapping you. You don't have to figure it out. Don't put that on you. It's like saying, I've got to learn how to create a solar system. I've got to learn how to create a solar system. You can't. And burdening yourself with the idea that you're supposed to be doing something that you're not meant to do is more burden. So you're not supposed to carry these burdens. You're not supposed to figure everything out right now. What you can do, though, is seize your power. And your power is in your ability to agree. Your power is in your ability to decide. So what are you agreeing with? What are you deciding for? Are you deciding for yourself or against yourself? According to the Queen of Swords, you're deciding against yourself, and that's what she wants. She wants you to decide against you because that's what she's programmed to do. She's not a sentient being. She's nothing but a computer program that we accepted eons ago. And you cannot accept any of that. It's up to you what you decide. It's up to you what you agree with. Now, if you side on the side of this solar light and you agree to allow yourself to be helped, then you can be lifted up out of these problems. And there's nothing wrong with having problems. It's not that you're bad. It's not that you're being punished. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's that you're being very human. It's a very human thing to be that way. But the good news is that as humans, we also have access to help and assistance. It's just that nobody really tells us that when we're growing up. Even if we're raised in a religious sort of environment, usually it's like, well, you can get the help, but you really have to, go through a lot of nonsense to get there. There's always some sort of guilt or some sort of shame or some sort of real negative worldview that's associated with so many of those religious systems that might offer help to you. And that's not how infinite intelligence sees things at all. Infinite intelligence offers you help because it loves you. That's all. The help is there because you deserve it, because you're a child of the infinite, because you are perfect the way you were created. Yes, you adopted an ego. Yes, you adopted a personality. Yes, you don't know how to use you don't know how to use your mind the way that it was meant to be used. But that's not your fault either. You got swept up in all of this nonsense of this world. You were poorly trained as a child because your parents and whoever else might have trained you were poorly trained, and they were poorly trained all the way back to the original fall from grace. And that fall from grace was nothing but a bad choice, but a wrong decision, a mad idea. And none of it means anything because all is well, all is forgiven from the point of view of infinite intelligence. And if you say yes to that infinite intelligence, if you say yes to that solar light, then you can get beamed up, Scotty. You can get beamed right up right where you're supposed to be. And that is a healthy, happy, prosperous, joyous, free experience. And that's all that infinite intelligence wants for you. And you don't have to do anything to deserve it. You don't have to prove yourself. You deserve it because of who you are. And you are well loved. And this is a safe universe for you, even though it doesn't seem like it right now. So call on that solar light, give that a shot, unless you have another way that you prefer to get in touch with that higher power. Get lifted out of that, allow yourself to be helped, and notice how you're using your mind, and just notice it, and think again, think in new ways anytime you start listening to that Queen of Swords type of mentality, and you're going to do great. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. I really appreciate you, and thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Diana and Dre, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Blessed be.